Okay, a particle moves a simple harmonic motion and performs 2 complete oscillations per second. Its speed when it is root 3 over 4 meters from the center of the circle is half its maximum speed. Okay, first of all, what do you know about simple harmonic motion? Okay, it's we just create a little circle here. There we go. Now, this thing here is my particle. It's currently at its maximum velocity when it's the center of its motion, and then it goes to the end where it's then has an acceleration of 0. It returns back to the middle where once again it's at its maximum velocity, and then it returns here where its velocity is 0 but its acceleration is a maximum going backwards. Everybody knows that much? Okay, next part after that, you have a couple of equations. Okay, so the first thing is it completes 2 complete oscillations per second. 2 oscillations per second is 1 cycle in half a second. Okay, now a cycle is known, what's the time taken for a cycle called again? Period. Period is 0.5. That means, and your period formula is 2 pi over omega equals 0.5. Isolate omega. Omega equals 2 pi over 0.5. Omega equals 4 pi. You're on 5 marks. Okay. Now that's done. You've used that part of the information anyway, so that's pretty much gone. No worries about that. Its speed, velocity is root 3 over 4 meters from the center. Oh, sorry, x. Sorry, excuse me. X. So when it's a positive displacement of root 3 over 4 away. So root 3 over 4 away, its speed is half of Vmax. Half of its maximum speed. Okay? So what we're going to have to try and figure out is, what is Vmax? Does anybody have the formula for Vmax learned off by heart? Vmax equals omega A. Now, if you don't have it learned off by heart, there's another way. You can say that phi squared equals omega squared A squared minus x squared. Where on the diagram did I tell you that its maximum velocity occurs? Any idea there? What? X equals 0. You just put in x equals 0 and that eliminates out the x. It's gone. And then you're left with phi squared equals omega squared A squared. Phi equals omega A. That's perfect, okay? Now, you know omega is 4 pi, so it's 4 pi A. Now, it states that the velocity is half of Vmax. So what's half of Vmax then? Half of Vmax? 2 pi A. So look, now we have this little information bubble here. This here. We have it down here. That's what we need to use next. X and V. Is there any formula that combines X and V at the same time? X and V. V squared equals omega squared A squared minus x squared. Phi squared, 4 pi squared A squared. Omega, we said already, is 4 pi. That will make that 16 pi squared. A squared, well, it's still A, it's still the amplitude. The x value, minus root 3 over 4 squared, which will get me 3 over 16. All then the omegas cancel. Oh, sorry, the pi squareds cancel. I'm going to isolate what A is. Would everybody be okay with finishing off how to find out A from that equation there? Just a standard quadratic. Okay? What you're going to find out is that A equals 0.5 of a meter. Everybody right with that? Now, you go back to the top. The speed of the particle is 3/4 of Vmax at 2 points. Find the distance between these 2 points. What can you tell me about when the velocity is the same either side? Begins with an S. Symmetrical. As an example, if this particle was going a certain speed v, and then on the other side it was going the same speed v in the opposite direction, guess what that means? They're the same distance away from the center. So, in essence, if I find the distance from the center to one of them, I can double the answer to find the distance between the 2 times where it's going that velocity. Does anybody have any? The only thing left to do then is to link velocity with time. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to link, and I will go over this again. Phi equals 3/4 phi max. Oh, sorry, link velocity with distance. Okay, 3/4 phi max is 3/4. What's it? WA. So phi max equals omega a, which is 4 pi times a half, which is 2 pi. 3 pi over 4 times 2 pi. That'll give me a phi of 3 over 2 pi. I then insert it into this formula here. Omega squared, phi squared equals omega squared a squared minus x squared. I square my v value to get 9 over 4 pi squared. Omega is 4 pi, so that's 16 pi squared. A squared is a half, so that's a half squared, which is a quarter. X squared, it gives me it, doesn't it? No, x squared is what I'm looking for. I'm trying to figure out what x squared is there. So what I do is I solve this equation. I first cancel the freaking pi squareds, and I'm out of time. Either way, you end up finding x is root 7 over 8. Double that distance to get root 7 over 4.